Advisement. What you're about to see is a factual recreation of real events occurred. Various times, locations, added emphasis being assigned to those individuals that may not have conscious awareness of the same. I mean it.
You folks didn't get to meet Dinky last night. He had the shit, so he slept in the barn.
Oh, well, great. Well, better make some space for him in the back. Come on. Ow, ow. No. Sit. Roll over. Come on. Heel.
Yeah, have a good trip. Thanks, Vic.
Sit. Ow.
This looks like harmless fun, but you just wait and see. She's about to what? And there it is. She's got in the car and the door shut. You know what that means? Or at least when you look at it from the perspective of the average police officer. There are now 5 people in the vehicle. All 5 have gone from outside the vehicle to inside the vehicle. From outside to inside. And what don't they know? That when they went from outside to inside, that they all gave up their Fourth Amendment right to privacy. At least in the minds of the average police officer. Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution protects us from unreasonable searches and seizures. And some examples include Pennywise. The Fourth Amendment protects him in his home. It also protects Pennywise when he's in his vehicle. How about that lead character from Jeepers Creepers? There's his home, yep, protected by the Fourth. Oh, there's that meat wagon thingy that he used. That's protected by the Fourth Amendment. Oh, and there's the sweet Leatherface family standing in front of their home. Yep, that's the Leatherface mobile, all protected. Let us continue our lesson in the Fourth Amendment. There's the Clampetts, and there's the Clampett mobile. Driving the streets of Los Angeles, and then we're going to conclude with this. That's the Munster family. Quite the home. And there's the Munster wheels. Oh, if only that could talk. I want to talk about the way that the law differentiates a home from a car. A home is your castle. It is fixed. It's not going anywhere. The only way that police can get in is with a valid search warrant, knowing, willing, and voluntary consent granted by somebody who has a legitimate possessory interest in the property. Uncle Joe and Aunt Mabel in for the weekend visiting the grandkids do not have the lawful authority to grant consent to search your home. Police can't show up and look over and see a neighbor out raking leaves and say, hey, we want to search Joe's house here. Could you give us consent? Yeah, go ahead. I don't care. It's not my house. Doesn't work that way. Legitimate possessory interest. And then the third way is it's called exigent or emergency circumstances coupled with probable cause of a crime. Now, that's a very simplistic way of stating it. I'm not going to go into any more detail. So to review, to get into a home, it's either a valid warrant, knowing, willing, and voluntary consent granted by somebody who has a legitimate possessory interest in the home or property, or exigent circumstances coupled with probable cause of a crime. But you see what happens now is you move from a fixed home to a highly mobile vehicle. It can be miles away within minutes. The court said when we go from a home to a car, whatever the expectation of privacy is in your home, it becomes reduced expectation of privacy when you get into a car. But they're talking about searching the car, not the people. They're talking about a reduced expectation of privacy, going from ultimate privacy in a home to privacy when you're in a car. It doesn't mean that the human beings inside the car have given up their Fourth Amendment protections. It's about searching the car. Your Fourth Amendment right to privacy remains fully intact when you go from outside a car to inside a car. Oh, I hope there's at least one defense attorney listening because it's part of a legal strategy. Guys, very simply, the cops treat us like we have our Fourth Amendment rights intact when we're outside the vehicle. Okay, I'm being very generous. You haven't gotten into the vehicle, you have your Fourth Amendment rights. Idiot cops think that once you go from outside the car to inside the car, you've lost your Fourth Amendment rights. Give me ID. Well, I haven't committed a crime, I'm not suspected. Give me ID! And then they get mad and they order you where? Out of the car. And if you're not in the car, it means you're out of the car. It means you're back to where you started. You started outside, You went inside and now you're outside. How come you don't get your Fourth Amendment rights back? You see the issue? You have your rights. You get into a car, lose the rights. You're told to get out. Well, now you're back to where you started. You're out. Don't you get your rights back since you're no longer in a car? We're going to watch a video that basically encapsulates everything we've been talking about. You have your Fourth Amendment rights when you're out of a vehicle. But when you step in, you no longer have your rights. That's the way the cops treat us. And when you're ordered out in retaliation for not identifying, let's watch the video. But at the end, I'm going to share with you one of the most terrifying thoughts across my mind regarding how police treat people inside vehicles as though they have no Fourth Amendment rights. It really is. It's terrifying. So let's watch the video first. Okay, quick setup. There's a family that's in their car parked outside their doctor's office waiting to get called in because it's COVID season, and you don't just walk in, you have to check in from your car and then wait till you get invited inside. As they're waiting, they doze on and off. Some nosy Nelly sees that, says, gee, I think they might be passed out, calls 911, and these three heroes from the Greenbrier, Tennessee Police Department show up. What should have been a simple welfare check, hey, how you doing? Everything okay? Great. Have a nice day, folks. No, they have to turn it into a warrant check. They go after the male passenger's ID. I did not realize the Fourth Amendment is suspended when you get inside 3,000 pounds of metal, glass, and plastic. Apparently that's written somewhere in the fine print of the Constitution. Let's watch these heroes in action. I'll tell you what, they are dedicated law enforcement professionals.
Here, come here, Bugs.
You
Here,
are
get out of
asking for
there,
his license, right?
I did ask for his
What's
license.
your name, man?
I'm not giving it, man. I have not.
Get him out. Step at the car, sir. Step at the car.
Me? Why are y'all pulling me out of the car?
Step at the car.
Why are you putting your hands on me? Why are you putting your hands on me?
Name or information. We don't know if you have active warrants or killed somebody down the street.
I have not committed no crime for you to get my information. This is America. I have a Fourth Amendment right.
Oh, you silly goose. This may be America, but nah, you don't have any rights in America. I mean, these folks have just told you that. Did you hear what Officer Chubby said, by the way? We don't know if you have any active warrants or if you just killed somebody down the street. Well, mister, now that we got your ID in violation of your constitutional rights, looks like you don't have any warrants, and yep, it's telling me you didn't just kill somebody down the street, but unfortunately for you, it's telling me you cheated a lot in college. Care to comment? I'm going to close this out, but not without keeping my promise. Guys, what makes these kind of situations with incompetent law enforcement so terrifying is they looked at that man inside the car as though he had no Fourth Amendment right to privacy. They yanked him out of the car, continuing to treat him like he had no Fourth Amendment right to privacy. My question to each of you is, what point are the cops going to actually treat him as though he did have a Fourth Amendment right to privacy? Well, guess what? What did you just learn, guys? When you get into a car in the United States of America and have an interaction with law enforcement, you didn't know it, but your Fourth Amendment rights were suspended the second you crawled into the car, and you don't get those rights back till law enforcement says you get them back. Welcome to the United States of America. What a lovely land of freedom and liberty we live in. So keep smiling, folks, and be happy when you pay those taxes. After all, that's the service you're paying for.